You're Locked On Sharks, your daily podcast on the San Jose Sharks, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello, welcome to Locked On Sharks, the premier hockey podcast covering your favorite team in the Bay Area. My name is JD Young, caretaker of the Reef, also the co-host of Western Conference Tuesdays here on the Locked On NHL channel. I want to thank you for making Locked On Sharks your first listen. Again, proudly part of the Locked On Network. We cover your team every day, even on Saturday nights when Danil Gushchin has 5 assists and the Sharks come back to beat the Vegas Golden Knights. I don't care, it's preseason. So if you want to be an everyday, all you have to do is just follow wherever you get podcasts, or you can watch on YouTube as well. And Danil Gushchin, you are a San Jose Shark. Like, what else do you want from this man? 5 assists tonight, 4 primary assists tonight as these Sharks come back down 5-3 late in the third. And Danil Gushchin puts the team on his back and says, not tonight. Tonight I am cementing myself as a opening night San Jose Shark. Man, what a performance from Danil Gushchin. The future is teal, right? The future is teal. The future is goose right now. It's Danil Gushchin's world, and we are just living in it as the Sharks again come from behind to win 6-5 with 12 seconds left. Thanks to an Ethan Cardwell goal. Beautiful feed from Nico Sturman. Cardwell just crushes it. I don't even know where to start with this game other than Danil Gushchin and the Sharks putting out the most ragtag third line bunch of players against a very, like, Vegas had all their dudes tonight. Like, you had Stone, you had Eichel, you had Hurdle. Like, they had all their dudes tonight. And the Sharks, it wasn't pretty. It was not pretty. But you saw exactly what you want to see from this Sharks team. Them just hang in there and try to let these young kids try to find a way and figure things out on the fly. And here comes Danil Gushchin with, again, 5 assists. Yeah. And I already know Vegas fans, it's the preseason, or it's your Stanley Cup. What? I don't care. One more time. I don't care. Like, you blew a lead. This is a team that's supposed to try to go to, the wants to be a playoff contender and be a Stanley Cup contender. And you again, this was basically an AHL squad the Sharks threw out tonight. You had Luca Cagnoni, who we will get to. Luca Cagnoni just doing whatever he wants in the offensive zone against you. You had Danil Gushchin put up 5 points on you. Ethan Cardwell scoring a game winner. Like, you had Luke Cunnin scored 2 goals on you. Granted, Gushchin did a lot of heavy work on those, but Luke Cunnin scoring 2 goals on you. You do not know how to shut down a game, which is worrisome, especially when you're playing, again, is basically an AHL caliber roster right now. The Sharks put out as they were trying to figure out, give all these young guys an opportunity. All these guys were fighting for jobs and opportunity. And Danil Gushchin he stole somebody's job tonight. I talked about it recently where I said it was pretty hard to envision him not being on the team. I think tonight he cemented his job with the Sharks. And Gushchin in Vegas is just a different dude, man. You remember he had the hat trick a couple years ago in the final preseason game. Tonight, 5 points. Shang Peng retweeted. He's actually tied with Matthew Barzal for the NHL lead with 9 preseason points. His Gushchin's and 1 goal. We only had 1 goal from Gushchin. That's the thing. Like, Gushchin was known for a sniper. His playmaking has always been underrated, and you saw it tonight as he just did. He did the thing tonight. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. Keegan is actually texting me right now as I'm recording this. I'm sure Keegan will be listening to this as well. But Goosh, and it wasn't just like the scoring, it was how he was again stealing the puck just all over the place whenever the Sharks needed some energy tonight, because it was very much like, it felt like, especially beginning of the second period, Vegas was kind of doing the Vegas thing where they just put the clamps on you and just kind of squeeze the life out of you. We've seen Vegas do this a bajillion times before, right? Where they'll kind of, play with their food for a little bit, and then all of a sudden they'll play like for, 8 to 10 minutes where they just kind of kick it into another gear, and most teams can't match that, right? And the Sharks couldn't match that tonight, but they hung around. They took advantage of their opportunities when they got them. And especially, again, that last 5 minutes, Gushchin, he saw an opportunity not only in the game, but for his career. And he took it. And if you send Danil Gushchin back to the Barracuda, what are we doing here? Like, that is my question. What are we doing? What more does this man need to do to prove that he belongs in the NHL? Every opportunity you have given him, he has proven that he can produce. You've seen him work on area, and yes, he's going to have to work on other areas of his game, but like, the man just produces every time he's out there. And for a team that's probably still going to struggle to score goals, even with all their shiny new toys, why wouldn't you, who got, again, Danil Gushchin, who was an AHL All-Star last year, should have been in the All-Star game, but got hurt right before. Why wouldn't you reward a player who has successfully developed in your system for the past 2 seasons and has really shown like a lot of growth? He has a lot of maturity with his game as he's continued to evolve. And this clutch factor when you needed someone to kind of take the game by the horns, it was Danil Gushchin. Him and Cagnoni, the 2 smallest players on the ice, played the biggest games tonight. Like that's it right here. It's just the 2 smallest players on the ice were the biggest players for the Sharks, with Cagnoni and Danil Gushchin. So if I don't see Gushchin's name on the final roster, there is going to be a full-blown meltdown on this podcast whenever the final roster comes out, because like, if he's not going to make the roster now, just trade him, because there's nothing, like, I'm already getting angry about just the thought of him not being on the roster. But Gushchin, take a bow, buddy. You did everything that was asked, and you won this game for the Sharks. You won this game for the Sharks, a game that they had no business in winning this game, as Vegas pretty much dominated in most factors, like shot attempts, scoring the chances, high danger goals, like everything that you would point to and be like, oh yeah, that's team won pretty handedly. Again, what do we say to death? Not today. We'll talk about some of the other guys who I think made their case as we finish up the preseason here. We have the final roster supposed to be in by 11 a.m. on Monday. So we'll talk about kind of my who I think made strong cases tonight, maybe who's going to spend some time in the AHL, and give my final roster prediction on a special Saturday night edition of Locked On Sharks. We'll get to that here in just 1 second. Hey, NFL fans, you can start the season with a big return on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. So when you get a hunch in the middle of a game, you can check out the latest stats, view live play-by-play, and so much more on the same page where you place bets. You'll get started with $200 in bonus bets guaranteed when you place your first $5 bet. And again, until Tua gets back, just keep hammering the unders for the Dolphins, and they're going to be in an absolute rock fight against the Patriots on Sunday. So you can do all of that over at FanDuel.com. All right. Who else performed well tonight? And again, Luca Cagnoni, showing again why there's so much excitement around it. And 5'9", 180 pounds, he doesn't care. You saw it at the end of the second period. Sharks power play ends, trying to get a shot of just carving through dudes to get a shot off that are, again, I think it was Tomas Hertl on top of him. And we all know Hertl's a big dude, like big, thick. That's what makes Hertl such a great puck protector. Cagnoni just kind of carving through the forwards and getting a shot off. You saw, again, like the physicality. He's never going to just knock people off, but he knows how to use the size that he has to the best of his advantage. And yes, he's going to have to work on, again, some of the positioning stuff is still, and that's going to come with just reps, just playing more against men. But I think you see just how calm and confident he is with the puck, where he's trying things that you don't expect a 19-year-old defenseman to do in the NHL. And I mean, I'm putting him on my roster. I think he's played well enough. I don't know if they have the right role for him right now. So that's why I'm still like, I would put him on the roster and I would play him a lot because, I mean, this season is going to be like the Sharks are still going to be losing a lot of games. You might as well let him get through his rookie lumps, play him with a strong veteran, whatever you want to do there. But yeah, man, Luca Cagnoni looks like he's going to be the real deal for the Sharks. And you can see why I've been so excited about Luca Cagnoni since they drafted him. And a bunch of people, he's 5'9". I thought he was would you rather have Cagnoni or Mario Ferraro? Mario Ferraro, I thought was terrible tonight with a bunch of just dumb plays of abandoning his post to try to make a move, and then all of a sudden Tomas Hertl gets a pass by him. There's a 3-on-1, there's an odd man situation, and just I know Ferraro scored a goal, great pass from Danil Gushchin. But Ferraro just, you see the same mistakes over and over from Ferraro. And I'm if I'm going to get those mistakes, I'd rather have them from a guy like Luca Cagnoni, who, again, this is probably the worst he's ever going to be, right? He's only going to get better and better as he continues to play more and more. And just the upside for Luca Cagnoni is just so insane right now. It's ridiculous of what we could be seeing from Luca Cagnoni in 2 or 3 years when he actually when he continues to get more muscle, kind of fill out his body and become, an adult. Again, he's 19 years old. He'll be 20 in December as he continue, kind of get through the grind of a professional season, get to work with professional trainers, all that fun stuff that kind of happens with his development. Plus his mental game when the things even continue to slow down more, even though right now, I know he looks cool and calm and collected, which he is cool, calm and collected, but things are still going a million miles an hour for him just because he just doesn't have this reps. So imagine when he gets the reps in and it's going to be it's going to just look easy for him. So I still think he plays on the Barracuda to start the season, just because I think, especially if Shakir Mukhamadullin is expected to be back, as he did start practicing today. So we will see if they kind of give him the green light to play, or if they want to send Mukhamadullin down to play for a little bit. But I've said it before, and I'll keep saying it. Cagnoni's playing NHL games this year, not because it's just because he's going to earn NHL games. He's that good, guys. He's that good. So he's going to be playing NHL games, and I thought he had himself another solid game tonight, as Cagnoni had Yeah, he had what? Did he have I thought he had at least one assist. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, he's good tonight. Cagnoni, very good. Some of the other guys who I thought continue to kind of show or solidify their spots. I thought Ty Dellandrea. Again, he's like his Corsi numbers are awful tonight. But again, like this Sharks team was playing basically 4 third lines against Vegas's like actual team. So I'm not gonna like kind of focus on those as much. It's more of that we're going full eye test and vibes tonight for the Sharks. But Dellandrea, I just think his flexibility, being able to play center as well as be able to play wing. I think he's played pretty strongly in the preseason and also played last night and turned around and played tonight. So I think he's really solidified himself as not only like on the roster, which I expect him to be on the roster, but I think playing, right? Because there's most likely for the Sharks, if they would decide to keep 14 and 7, so 14 forwards and 7 defensemen, that's 2 forwards who have to sit, kind of get press box every night. I think Dellandrea has shown kind of well-roundedness to his game that he is, fully kind of in the starting lineup. So, Ethan Cardwell, again, man, just Ethan Cardwell, whatever you need me to be, buddy, I will do it for you. And that is like kind of his full thing. If you want me to just be a forechecking monster and go out there and just play a physical game, again, not the biggest dude in the world, cool. I'll do it. Cardwell, beautiful goal to win this thing with 12 seconds left. Great pass from Serm to kind of corral the puck and find kind of very patiently wait for that nice little lane. And then Cardwell just opens his hips up and just crushes it. Aiden Hill had no chance tonight on that one. But Cardwell also made a very Eklund-esque pass from behind the net tonight to Giovanni Smith to kind of get a good opportunity there. Cardwell's also going to earn NHL games this year because of, again, Cardwell's just attitude of whatever you need me to do, cool, I'll do it. More than happy to. Like, that's fine. And I think don't be surprised too if he's like, well, he's going to play on the Barracuda big penalty kill minutes. Don't be surprised if that just becomes his thing, as like he's just an absolute monster penalty killer. Plus the scoring touch as well, which we saw from him with Barry, where he, easily, I think he put up 40 goals this last season as an overager. But yeah, I thought he really kind of solidified himself as well. Jack Thompson, I thought, was really good tonight as well. I know, again, like the Corsi numbers are not going to be pretty for anybody on this team. But just, I think with Thompson, the just ability to, like, if something goes wrong, for him to kind of recover, right? You saw where there was a play and it was kind of a 2-on-2 situation. I think it was like a 2-on-2 situation, and Thompson just loses an edge, right, and falls. But his ability to just kind of recover, like scramble, recover, and still make the right play. I think he's the seventh defenseman right now for the Sharks. And if they want to kind of rotate him in with, again, like a guy like Jan Ruda, who I thought played well tonight as well. I did like Ruda. Basically, anytime he got a chance to get the puck on net, he tried to get the puck on net, which is good to see, especially again for a team like the Sharks. So I still think it's going to struggle to score goals. I think just having that mentality right now is not the worst thing in the world, and it worked out pretty well for the Sharks at the end of the game, right? You saw, again, Danil Gushchin just get pucks on net, and Luke Cunnin will tip them in for you. So I thought Colin Graff played a pretty decent game for him as well, but we'll get to the final roster predictions here. I think with Cardwell, the way he performs, and I think the way with Gushchin's kind of statement game tonight, I just don't see a slot for Colin Graff. And would you rather have him press boxed and just kind of sitting there and doing nothing, or would you rather play him big minutes on the Barracuda? And I think that's probably going to be the strategy that the Sharks take, is let him go play big minutes on the Barracuda and kind of earn his spot. But don't be surprised if he's one of the first call-ups for the Sharks. So overall, like, again, the Sharks, this was Vegas kind of definitely, had more momentum in this game, but the Sharks kind of just took advantage of their opportunities, especially at the end, and came back and won a super fun game. So excited, man. I'm so excited for like actual real hockey. And again, no Celebrini, no Eklund, no Zetterlund, no Will Smith, no Tyler Toffoli, like none of the big guns on the forward group. And the Sharks were able to squeeze out some offense tonight. So we will talk about kind of my final roster predictions here and who I think makes it, who I think is starting the season on the Barracuda. So we'll get to that here in just 1 second. And again, I want to thank you guys for making Locked On Sharks your first listen, probably part of the Locked On Network. We cover your team every day. For your second listen, go check out one of the other great shows here at the Locked On Network. Of course, you have anything here in the Bay Area, right? You got Locked On Niners with always drama around the Niners. Are they going to trade for Davante Adams? Who knows what the Niners are going to do? That would be insane if they traded for Davante Adams, but who knows? That team has a lot of money, a lot more money than you expect. Anyway, go check out Locked On Niners. You have Locked On Warriors as they've started their preseason, getting geared up for the regular season. You got Locked On Giants with plenty of insane stuff going on as they try to figure things out over in San Francisco. You have Locked On A's, who, again, still gonna support them until they go to Vegas, or support our endeavors here at Locked On, not the owner. That guy is the worst. But yeah, still support the Locked On A's podcast right now. So go check out one of those great shows when you guys are done checking out this one. Again, cover your team every day. So who makes the team? This is going to be tough. So I'm going again with the 14 forwards, 7 defensemen is kind of how I'm envisioning the Sharks to do this. And I know they have a lot of defensemen, but they have a little bit more flexibility on the defense, right? Because I didn't get time to make a graphic because I was too excited for this. But, you think about like the defense, right? Henry Thrun, Shakir Mukhamadullin, Luca Cagnoni, Jack Thompson are all waivers exempt right now. So you can send all those guys down to the Barracuda. And then if you need to pull them up, you can do that. So that's why I think they go that route. And then if they need to grab one, you don't have to kind of worry about it. And you can maybe kind of play like we saw a little bit last year with the IR game and be like, a guy like Jan Ruda, just some aches and groans. Let's put him on the IR for a week. Let one of the kids play, and then we can kind of figure things out here in a week type of thing. So, we know teams are they'll kind of figure out the system here. So, for the Sharks, though, I think so. Again, 14 forwards. So assuming Logan Couture is going to start on IR, I'm not counting him. So we're going to have Toffoli, Granlund, Wenberg, Barclay Goodrow. This is on Puckpedia. They have it based on how much money they make. Luke Cunnin, Klim Kostin, who I know he scored the goal tonight, also had a bad penalty. There's a reason why Klim Kostin played tonight, but I think he's still on the roster. Nico Sturm, Grunstrom, Fabian Zetterlund, Ty Dellandrea, Celebrini, Smith, and Eklund. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. With Danil Gushchin taking the last spot. Number 14 right there. So it's Colin Graff heading down. Giovanni Smith will have to go through waivers. That's those are, I think, the guys who are going to be sent down. On defense, it's going to be a little tricky here too because of I'm going to say, again, Vlasic, who hasn't really, I know he's skated, but hasn't really practiced yet. I'm going to say he starts the season on IR just to give them a little bit of flexibility here right now. So you'll have Jake Wallman, Cody Ceci, Mario Ferraro, Jan Ruda, Matt Benning, Henry Thruntz. That's 6 right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I know Muka Madulin's practicing. I think the Sharks, they go Jack Thompson, who's had a really strong preseason. Let Muka Madulin get some games in the preseason, or get some games with the Barracuda until he kind of gets up to speed. And then you can swap out Jack Thompson and Muka Madulin if you want. And then Luca Cagnoni starts the season with the Barracuda, which is just, I know it's going to be very disappointing because of the way he's played. But again, I still think what's best for him is to go iron out some of those details with the Barracuda and let him earn his NHL spots once he kind of continues to do that stuff. So that's how I have it. That's who I think is going to be your opening night roster. And then, of course, Vitek Vanacek and Mackenzie Blackwood as your goalies. So that's my 23 right there. So with Gushchin getting the last spot as the forwards, I don't see how you can't have him on your team. Cardwell, you could make the case for as well. Maybe he's been a little bit more impactful as some of the other guys, but again, with his waivers exemptness, he's going to go play massive minutes for the Barracuda. He was playing massive minutes at the end of the season last year. And I think this Barracuda team really, really wants to try to win, actually win and be good this year. So maybe you let a guy like Cardwell play down in the NA, at least start with the Barracuda right now. And then you can kind of figure things out as the season goes on. So we'll see how many I get right, how many I get wrong. Again, noted idiot with a microphone, but again, we're just trying to have some fun here. So, thank you guys. I'll be back Sunday night, Monday. If we have a roster, we'll talk about the roster. If not, we'll talk about kind of my biggest takeaways from the preseason. And then whichever episode we don't do on Monday will be your Tuesday episode. So basically that's your next couple days there. So is biggest takeaways, and then reacting to the San Jose Sharks roster, who got snubbed, who deserve to be there, all that fun stuff. So make sure you're following wherever you get podcasts. And of course, you can watch on YouTube as well. Follow the show on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Locked On Sharks. Follow me on Twitter at MyFryHole. Until tomorrow, I guess. Yeah. Bye, friends.